Hey, it's Natalie from the Quick Start Formula. So what I asked myself time and time again, what is it that we really, truly want as coaches? And especially the coaches that really have the heart on the right spot and they're very mission driven and they want to make a difference. So let's see if this resonates with you. What we really want as coaches is make a difference, transform people's lives, transform people's businesses, help them get better, help them improve, maximize, make more out of something that is there. Does that resonate with you? And I call it, and it's a little bit overused the word, but I think it's still very accurate. I call it, we want to have an impact. We want to have an impact. And then it depends whether you want to have a big impact or a smaller impact, which is totally okay. So it doesn't really matter whether it is a big impact where you want to affect thousands and thousands or even hundred thousands of people's lives, or you want to have a small impact by doing your one-on-one coaching really well, helping 10, 20, 30, 40 people a year. So that's up to you. So we want to have an impact. We want to do something that has meaning. And the tricky part here is that as mission driven as we are and as out to help people that as we are, it's still, coaching business is still a business. So there's three components that need to be in place in order for a coaching business to work and to have an impact or even a big impact. And the first thing is, and that's the first thing that we always focus on. When I start working with someone, regardless whether it's in a group environment or one-on-one or just in an online program, the first thing we focus on is profit. Yeah, you need to make a profit. You need to take care of yourself and your business first. Because if you don't make a profit, if you're doing everything for free, and believe me, I've seen a lot of coaches do that. They give away and give and get nothing in return, and they end up going to look for a job. They end up doing something else. They end up giving up on their dream. So if you don't make a profit, it's not going to work. The coaching business is not going to be sustainable. So that's number one that needs to be taking place. Number two, in order to have an impact, this needs to happen. Let me see if this resonates with you. You need to add value. You need to add more value than the investment with you is. So we call this ROI, and ROI typically is measured in numbers. And sometimes the currency that we give as a coach is not measurable to the T like it is with money. So for me, I'm a business coach. So if I work with you and my program costs 2,000 Swiss francs or dollars, I want to help you make back 10 to 20,000 Swiss francs or dollars. So that's a 5 to 10 times ROI. And depending on what you're doing, if you're a health coach and you help people to lose that 20 kilo or pounds or to get in shape or to look 10 years younger, how much is that worth? So regardless whether it's measurable or not in terms of ROI, what you need to add in terms of value to your clients, it needs to be more value than the investment. So if the investment is X, what you're giving them needs to have at least 5 or 10 times more value than what they spent with you. And only then will you have a big impact and the business will start rolling. Making sense? And the third thing that needs to be in place is leverage. You have to have some kind of leverage. If you don't have any leverage in your coaching business, you're going to be a small fish in a big pond with a lot of other sharks floating around doing the same thing, because there's a lot of coaches out there. So you need to be leveraging your uniqueness. And you need to be leveraging by using all the tools that we have available nowadays. Now, how do we connect the dots? How do we create a coaching business that makes a profit, that adds value, a lot of value, and it has leverage? And we do this with 3 modules. First one is, it's called the IP Sharpener, where we take a look at what you have, your IP, your intellectual property, and then we take that and we sharpen it. We make it crystal clear to everybody so everybody knows what you stand for. And then once we find that, we create a flagship program out of it. And the flagship program is typically a non-invasive program, something that you can sell quickly, and something that is non-invasive and not very scary for people. So especially if you're a corporate coach, then it needs to be non-scary for people to say yes to your offer. So that's what we do. We sharpen your IP, and then we find the perfect niche for it, the perfect match. We test it, make sure that it's really valuable, that they perceive it as valuable as well, and then we'll take it from there. And then number 2, and this adds, by the way, this adds more value to your clients because you're going to be very super specific to their needs and what it is that they want to do and want to accomplish. And it adds more profit because the heart surgeon for the heart patient gets paid more than the generalist for the heart patient. Making sense? All right. Now, number 2, module number 2. How do we connect value and how do we leverage the value? Module number 2, and it's expert positioning. And there's 2 different types of expert positioning. One is offline, which is at all my life events, what I'm offering my students is the opportunity to speak on my stages. And what that does is a game changer, because once people see you as the expert, they see you as someone standing on stage, talking to them, they automatically perceive you as an expert. They automatically associate you with a solution. And all my life events, there's an opportunity. So that's my offline strategy, because that's what propelled my business forward. When a couple of years back, when I started doing this, speaking on other people's stages, that's what really, really accelerated the growth of my business. And it accelerated how people perceived me. And then we have online strategies. And the online strategies are using all the tools and processes that all transformational leaders have been using in the past, in the present, religious, political, any kind of leader, they all use the same type of strategies. And we're using them online to create you as the leader, because as a coach, you need to be a leader. People are looking for a leader, especially in a coach. So position you as the expert, as the leader that people are looking for. That's module number 2. That's what we're working on. Connecting value and leverage, because it's going to leverage your value, of course, because online is going to be visible to a lot more people. And then how do we connect profit and leverage? That's module number 3, and that is called the sales engine. So we create a sales engine that the end goal will be that it creates appointments in your calendar, sales appointments in your calendar every week, as many as you can handle. Can you handle 5? Can you handle 10? And we make sure that those are qualified appointments, that they're not just the average Joe who just wants to talk to you and get some free coaching, because that's not what we want. We don't want to waste your time with that. We want to have qualified prospects that are ready to do something, that need help with a specific problem that you can help them with. Is that making sense? Hope it does. If you want more information, check the website, check the case studies, check anything else online that you can find. Check out the 7 or 10 sins that coaches do when they're first starting their business, and even coaches that have already worked in their business for quite some time still make these mistakes. So my name now is Rubina Dahl, and if you have any questions, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, and until I see you again, stay awesome, because you are.